So, you guys probably know what the quadratic formula is. It's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? This is the formula that school, or even what most people, teach. However, there's actually an alternate form of the quadratic formula. And this quadratic formula is x is equal to 2c over negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Or we can also write this as 1 over x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2c. So if you notice here, this formula right here is very similar to the quadratic formula, except that we have a c over here instead of an a. And this is the same thing except that it's flipped, and again we have a c here instead of an a. So how is this right here equal to this? How are these two equal? Well, to start off, for the solution, let's say we have an equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. This is a quadratic equation because it's in this form. So now, what I'm going to do is divide every term here by cx squared. So now I get 1 over x squared, because these two cancel out, plus b over c times 1 over x, these two cancel out and get x, plus these two cancel out, a over c is equal to 0. Now, if I have something in the form 1 over a to the power of n, this is equal to 1 over a to the power of n. So now, I get 1 over x to the power of 2 plus b over c times 1 over x plus a over c is equal to 0. Now what I'm going to do is add b over 2c squared on both sides. So now I get 1 over x squared plus b over c times 1 over x plus b over 2c squared is equal to b over 2c squared. And I'm also going to subtract a over c on both sides, so this cancels out. Now I can rewrite this over here as 1 over x plus b over 2c squared. So now this is equal to b over 2c squared minus a over c. Now b over 2c squared is the same thing as b squared over 2c squared, which is 4c squared, minus a over c. And what I'm going to do is rewrite a over c as a over c times 4c over 4c. 4c over 4c is 1, so that doesn't make a difference. And now this is equal to b squared minus 4ac over 4c squared. So you guys find this part familiar? Well, it's in the quadratic formula, b squared minus 4ac. So we have b squared minus 4ac over 4c squared is equal to 1 over x plus b over 2c squared. Now I'm going to take the square root on both sides. So now I have 1 over x plus b over 2c is equal to positive or negative square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 4c squared. Well, this is the same thing on my right-hand side as positive or negative b squared minus 4ac over 2c. So now, a lot of you are probably thinking, this is what we have right here, excluding the negative b. We have positive or negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2c. That's exactly what we have here. So now, I have 1 over x plus b over 2c. What I'm going to do now is subtract b over 2c on both sides. So now I have 1 over x is equal to positive or negative square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2c minus b over 2c. Well, if I have something in the form a over m minus b over m, this is the same thing as a minus b over m, because this and this, because both the denominators are the same. So if you notice here, both the denominators here are the same. So I get 1 over x is equal to positive or negative square root of b squared minus 4ac minus b over 2c. And if I move the negative b to the front, I get 1 over x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2c. So as you see over there, we just rewrote a quadratic equation after all these steps into this formula right here. And if we rearrange this by moving 2c over here, x over here, and this x over here, and this over here, I get that x is equal to 2c over negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. So this is the value of x here, and that's how we rewrote our quadratic equation into this formula.